wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed. Brainwashed. If you wanna know what's really going on, search for the answers and question it all. Turn your televisions off, cause you're being brainwashed.
What's going on, everyone? Thank you for coming back to another broadcast over here at the Ellis Network. Now, guys, really quick, I want to talk to you guys about something that we have not discussed on this channel as of yet, and that's going to be about trade. One thing, I'll be fairly honest with you guys, I don't know a whole lot about it, okay? You know, that I feel as I make my videos, you know, I'm educating myself as well as educating some of you guys. One of my theories that I live every day by is if you don't learn something new every day, you wasted your day. So we're going to go ahead and discuss a little bit about this. If I say anything that's incorrect, please, somebody correct me. That will be okay. I won't take offense to it. Again, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of you subscribers are a lot smarter in certain areas than I am. And that's okay. You know, that's what we're here. We're here to help educate each other. But anyways, we're going to talk about the trade war. And when I say the trade war, is because it's very, very possible for it to go that route. Back in the past, we know about the trades within America, export and import. President Trump seems to think that is very unfair. You know, we export things out. You know, we get taxed very high. You know, we have to pay damn near an arm and a leg to get our exports out there, but whenever we wanted to take anything from other countries, you know, we basically bring them here for free. Not for free, but it's definitely, there's a big imbalance, as President Trump likes to call it. And within the last couple of days, we've heard President Trump talking about the steel 25% tax and aluminum for 10% tax. Now, guys, this article is coming from the Washington Post, and this was shared by my wife to me about 2 days ago. And the reason why I really wanted to talk about it was, well, again, it's from the Washington Post. But this is talking about two places that I've been in my life. Ashtabula, Ohio, and also Youngstown, Ohio. I currently live in Youngstown, Ohio. I was raised in Ashtabula County. I was born in Columbus till I was about 13, moved to Ashtabula, I want to say the summer when I was 13. Stayed there for a couple months in a rental property, and then we bought a house out in Conneaut, Ohio. And that's pretty much where I grew up. My whole teen years was out in Conneaut, and then my younger adult years, I went back to Ashtabula. But anyways, guys, as you guys can see, this is a picture of the harbor. Ashtabula, if you guys don't know where it's at, it's in the northern part, northeast part of Ohio, right up on Lake Erie. It's the last county at the right-hand corner. And Northeast Town was once the busiest port on Great Lakes, with hundreds of men laboring each day to unload, transporting tons of iron ore that fed steel mills in Youngstown and Pittsburgh. Now, guys, again, I live in Youngstown. Driving around downtown and the suburbs of it, you can tell, it's really run down. We still have a lot of the abandoned buildings that had the steel mills, the forges, stuff like that. And once the steel industry took a hit, it really hit Youngstown really hard. And Youngstown's been struggling to recover ever since. Now, I went and seen President Trump when he came here to Youngstown. I was live on Periscope, last year when it happened. And he talked about the steel mills. He talked about bringing the steel jobs back to, Youngstown, Ohio. And this article is basically talking about how, nowadays, young people living in the areas, they're not educated, and whatnot. And you guys got to remember, when we're reading this Washington Post, we're reading news, but also we're reading opinions. Okay. And that's basically what news is nowadays. And I'm no exempt from it. I sit there and talk about, what's being brought out, what we're reporting on, that other news networks are reporting on, and then we take a minute and give our opinion about it. But this article basically talks about, Ashtabula, how if those taxes were to take effect, 25% in steel and 10% in aluminum, these people in Ashtabula, they don't really think that it's going to take off. They think that President Trump will see um, dividends from it, but Ashtabula will probably still be untouched. And again, they go back into, what the percentage rate of unemployment plus education and all this. I don't agree with half of this stuff. I seriously think if he was to do this and we can get it back on track, I think there will be a lot of jobs that will come back. Again, like I said, I'm looking out in Youngstown, Ohio right now when I drive around, and that's all you see is abandoned buildings. So I'm gonna post a link in this description for you guys, so you guys can read this. It like I said, it gives you a backdrop of what's going on in Ashtabula, Ohio. Downtown. I live there, guys. It's very, I don't know how to say it. It's run down. It really is. Drug overdoses, unemployment rates. The education is horrible. It says right here only 1 in 7 adults hold college diplomas. And the problem with that is if you get a college diploma, then you have to drive to either Erie, PA to work or all the way out to Cleveland. And that's about a 60-mile drive each way, depending on which way you go. So, education, even if you get the education, there's no jobs in the area. The employees have to go out to different counties and then, stay employed there, and the counties get the state tax them and keep most of their taxes. So you're not getting a whole lot of money that's coming back in Ashtabula. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and hop over here. This is from Zero Hedge. And this talks about the EU, how President Trump talks about, we will tax your cars. And he is making that threat based on, because the EU is threatening as well. There was something I read here earlier this morning that I really wanted to bring out to you guys. One look at the U.S. trade deficit with both the entire world and just Europe, and one could make the case that it is correct, that he is correct. That they're talking about President Trump. And then just to underscore the market's late Friday assumption that Trump may change his mind on trade wars may have been woefully premature. On Saturday, Trump unleashed a pair of tweets making it clear that not only has no intention of backing down, but is already planning counter relations to Europe's retaliation. The EU, right here. More importantly, Trump followed a tweet that with an explicit threat aimed at Europe, saying that if the EU wants to further increase their already massive tariffs and barriers on US, which they do, they pretty much, excuse my French, but they rape the shit out of the American people and the American economy on companies doing business over there. But, when they come over here, with their cars and everything, it's pretty lax. And again, that's not fair. President Trump, he's all fair for everybody. If the EU's getting one part of it, well, America should get a part of it too. No longer is it, overbalanced or whatnot. And basically what he's saying, that if they don't lax on it, he's going to start simply applying a tax on their cars, which freely pour into the United States. They make it impossible for our cars and more to sell their big trade imbalance. And again, a lot of people are agreeing with him. Again, the rest of the world, they're looking at it as, little kids being all pissed off, because they're milk money, that they can no longer milk that cow, I guess I shall say. Anyways, guys, I'm going to put the articles in the description here for you guys. Let you guys read these if it's something that you guys are into. My kids, me and my wife, we had our anniversary last night, so my kids are at my parents'. I'm expecting them back probably within the next couple hours, so I'm going to try to hammer out a few videos today before they get back. So I'll see you guys in a little bit.